Elena, what is the challenge to white people? Not the kind that you were talking about, but the kinds who say they are progressive and the kinds who understand that, a society ought to be moving in a different direction.
I gave up on white people. I don't know what the challenge is to white people. And it's not so much that I don't think that people have a conscience or that people are pathological as a group. But I do know, I used to hear this friend, of all people, a friend in New Orleans that used to say to everybody in these progressive groups, these radical groups from across the country that would meet, he would always say, if you ain't working with poor black people, you ain't doing shit. And I used to listen to it, and I didn't really get it until I became an elected member of the Detroit School Board. And it was only then that I really understood. I never knew what racism was before I became a member of the Detroit Elected School Board. I never understood the deep, deep-rooted contempt that white people have for black people until I was a member of the school board. And I could see that black lives, especially the most vulnerable and poor, mean nothing to white people. And I do think that white people in general may not really be consciously aware of that. But I know in the progressive groups that I've worked with against the emergency manager that I can't see how to get white people to see poor black children as human beings. I just can't see it. I feel like I'm behind a plexiglass screaming. And so how to do that, I don't know, because there was a project of desegregation in Detroit public schools that I lived through as a child. I saw the busing, I saw the court decisions, I saw schools become integrated for a minute, and then all the white people moved out of Detroit. And their children and grandchildren are just now returning. And they are not returning to live in harmony with the black people who remained here. They are not bringing their children into the schools that have been ravaged by disinvestment. They are returning and creating a project of removal. They are either not bringing children with them, or as some older couples have said, they raise their children so they're moving back. But this is not a place where white people are bringing their children to be in school with black people. And as a non-black, non-white person, as a Latina, I can say that as a very small percentage of the population of Detroit, Latinos are sort of not in this mix, but we are a preferred minority, as other minorities are. But there is absolute contempt for blackness. And I don't have anything to say in answer to what it would take to get white people to believe that there's a right of equal education for black people. I don't know what to say to that.